All right, good to see you guys and ladies. Got a couple things just for you I want to knock out. Richard Fenton has shoulder surgery. Lucas Yang had knee surgery. These guys will be up here, but they won't. They won't be practicing. And then Ross also. Justin Ross had foot surgery, so he won't be practicing either. So everybody else is good to go. Everybody else is back and rolling. So we're in good shape. Great to be back at Missouri Western State University. Just very excited to get things going. We have there are some new players on the team, which makes it exciting. It's not that same group that's been here probably the last 3-4 years. There's been a nice influx of really good football players that we look forward to seeing as things heat up here. Not literally, but very warm here, I know for you. But as things heat up and the season gets a little closer. Have a great schedule that we're playing, we're all aware of, and we look forward to that challenge. That's why we're in this, for those kind of challenges. And our players, there's a great energy that we left with during OTAs and that we will now have, I'm sure, up here. So, and then thanks to Dr. Kennedy, the president of the university, and Mr. Carter, Andrew Carter, the athletic director, for putting on and allowing us to be in this position up here. So it's a great situation for a camp. Not a lot of teams are doing camps anymore. It used to be everybody would jump in and make the move, but there's probably less than half now that are doing this. But we sure like that to build camaraderie and a nice foundation for the season. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Coach, you mentioned Rashad Fenton, Lucas Bang, and Justin Ross. Do you anticipate them starting camp when the veterans come here on the PUP list?
Yeah, I would probably tell you no. Yeah, I'd probably tell you they'll start on PUP.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll start on PUP, but they won't be practicing. Yeah.
And Andy, you mentioned that Justin had the foot surgery. Did that occur at any point during the off-season program?
No, it was a little bit off of the surgery that he had before. Just it wasn't functioning quite the way. It was bothering him, so it wasn't working quite the way he wanted it. So they went in and redid it, and we're hoping that this works out well.
And do you have a timetable as to like what his recovery time will be?
I don't, but it's going to take time. Yeah, it's going to take time.
Coach, how excited are you as a football player to get everybody in one place working like this?
As a football coach, I'm real excited. As a football player now, huh? I would. This heat would have. I might argue about it, but no. I'm very excited to get everybody here, and I know that's how the players feel. I've talked to enough of the guys that they're excited about this, and so here we go. Take it one day at a time and try to get better every day.
Did you expect Orlando Brown to be part of this?
I don't know that, so I don't know whether he's going to be here or not. If he's here, great, and if he's not, we move on. So that's how we've done in the past. This isn't the first time I've been through something like this. My thing is we just go, and whoever the next guy is that's going to step in there, we know Joe Tooney can do it in a heartbeat. So if we need to go that direction, we can go that direction. We've got some new faces in there that can also do it.
How surprising was it to you? I mean, given the relationship that y'all had with Orlando Brown and him with the team, that the deal was not done by July the 15th?
Yeah, listen, things happen. I mean, that's the name of this game, where we are today. It's probably been that way for a number of years. I always go back to Babe Ruth moving from, moving to the Yankees from the Red Sox. I mean, a great player, and this type of thing in professional sports goes on, and you work through it. You work through it as a player, you work through it as a team, and move forward.
Andy, is Joe Tooney first in that line?
I haven't even got to that point, but we know, if things keep going, we know he can do that.
Maybe on the one hand, Orlando's played quite a bit, but on
Sure.
the other hand, he's still, as you've said before, he's still young, and especially on the left side. How much is he going to miss if he's not up here?
Yeah, I mean, I would tell you when you miss, you miss. I mean, it's hard to make that up. I mean, that's just logical. But to say he doesn't have a foundation, I mean, he has a foundation of the plays that we run and the things we do. So, but he missed all of OTAs, and all of that. So the new stuff that we've put in, that's where he'll have to catch up.
Andy, because you, like you said, you've done this before with obviously the business side and whether or not a contract is extended or not. What do you take from those experiences to ensure that the player and the team can obviously function the way that you would like, so that there's not necessarily friction or the contract sort of overshadowing or looming over the situation?
Yeah, sure. There's a time element, and I think players, with time, they're able to sort that out. These are young guys, so I mean they sorted out the business side of it and the football side of it, and they're able to separate that. For the most part, the ones I've been around did a great job with that, and then they show up and they do their football part. They're still going to be paid, and Orlando's going to be paid pretty good money. So it's they're able to separate that and move on. So that's how it goes.
You mentioned being motivated by kind of some of the offseason storylines, especially specifically about the offense without Tyreek Hill. Can you sense that motivation? Can you sense that in your group kind of coming into camp now?
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe you can term it motivate. I look at it more of everybody getting on the same page, and there's an urgency to that because we know the level that we're capable of performing at. So whether it's coaches and or the players, the ones that have been here and the new ones, I think there's a sense of urgency and that makes it, that's the exciting part. Let's see what we can do, and we're always trying to be a notch better than what we were before. So we're going to try. That's what we're going to do every day. We're going to try to get better.
Dating back to the days you've been a head coach, even to the Eagles days, it's just one with a lot of different versions and personnel. What's the key to that as you move on from maybe like a Tyreek
Sure.
led offense to something that's going to be a little bit different?
Yeah, so I tell the players, that we're going to try to exploit your strengths, and we're going to work on making your weaknesses into a strength, and just take that in mind when you come into this program. That's how we roll. So that's what we've started with our guys in the OTAs. We've studied enough tape on the new guys that are coming in to know what they're good at, and we'll incorporate that in, which we've done, and then we'll work on some things and which they've been doing, so that they can get better and even have a bigger role.
Nicole has been vocal over the years about just, he's been behind Tyreek and in a sense that maybe his cap production. What do you see from him maybe now that things may be a little bit more open up?
Yeah, I think McCole will do fine. I mean, it's I don't know if there was somebody in line. He's had some pretty good plays for us, so I think he'll just continue to grow. He's in the right frame of mind. He's worked hard, and I'd expect that just to kind of take place this next step. Yeah.
You mentioned all the new faces, and I know you said, let's see what you can do. Is that what gets you excited the most?
Yeah, it said yes. I would tell you, yeah. I'm very excited about that, actually. Yeah, to be able to teach from a coaching standpoint, and the players are excited to learn and to see where they can get to, and I just think it's a healthy thing.
Andy, you've done it with Brett, obviously, Donovan, Alex. When a guy is entering the prime like Patrick is, what are you most interested to see from him, given that this is not his first training camp?
Yeah, so Patrick does a great job with his leadership ability. He's got a nice feel for things. He understands his strengths. He understands his weaknesses. He's willing to work on his weakness like a wild man, and he attacks those things. He wants you to coach him hard, and and do that. Which, I mean, that's what we're here for, to be teachers. And so I would. He's gonna. That's what he is. And so with that comes natural progress. Every year that you're in it, you just take another step up. So is there one thing I'm looking for? No, that's not what I'm doing. But I'm I like his attitude.
I just wanted to double check that you anticipate everybody else will be here. Obviously, Frank missed the mandatory.
Yeah, he'll be here. Yeah, as long as he makes a plane on time. But yeah, he'll be here.
Hey, Patrick mentioned that last year with the foot injury and everything like that his base was kind of off, and that was something you had to kind of reinforce with him last year. He's working on that. Is that common? I mean, that even great players like Mahomes, that injuries like that can kind of mess up with their mechanics and their core.
Yeah, you try to. Well, when you're banged up a little bit, you try to work around those things. Sometimes if you work around, you might get into, throw you off a tick, and so, and normally it's the player that knows that, because they've got it down to that finest point. So, if he told you that, that's what he means by that. Yeah, yeah.
Andy,
I like your shirt.
football aside, you've been doing this a while. What's that one thing that you had to bring to make sure that you know you're just going to be here in training camp?
Yeah, listen, I mean, I get excited every day. I get fired up. I always tell the player, I'm going to give you my best. I'm going to try to do that. If I don't, let me know about it. Tell me. But I'm going to try to bring it every day. And I don't feel any different at 64 than I did at 24. I'm coming at you. So let's go.
Andy, do you think you found a way from an efficiency standpoint? Back in the days, you guys used to have 2 practices a day.
Yeah.
Do you think you found a version where you can get essentially the same amount of work with one practice?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we get a lot of work in. The players understand that. They understand that every play is important, that we're going to go fast. We're not going to repeat plays. I mean, we just don't do that. And so you want to maximize your play. We're going to try to make it as much like a game as we can. And then we're going to learn from it. If you make a mistake, we're going to learn from the mistake and try to get better. So I think efficiency-wise, we get a lot done. I think the recovery process and all that science that we've learned is good. It's good for the player. I think it'll be good, from the longevity standpoint for the player. The league's put a lot of emphasis on that. The new rules, you trying to get the head out of the game as much as possible. I mean, all this stuff is good stuff, and the league continuously works on that. I mean, you got to take your hat off to them for working through it, not shying away from it. So.
Couple more guys.
Coach, what's the benefit for quarterbacks and the rookies to be here early before the test?
Yeah, so I would tell you it's similar to the coaches. So Eric Bieniemy and I stand up in front. Spags stands in front. Dave Tobe stands in front of the team. And when you're doing these installations, you're knocking the rust off. So by the time the vets get in, now you get to go over it one more time when the vets are there, and it's just a little bit smoother. I think it's the same way with the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks come in, they knock a little rust off so they can hit the ground running when the when the veteran players come back in, and they've got everything down. Remember, they have to learn the most, so they've got to know everything backward and forward. They've got to be able to spit the play out, do it with efficiency, and then they've got to be able to throw the ball with efficiency. They've got to have the run game down and the checks involved with all this stuff that they've got on their plate. And reps helps. And the opportunity to have a little bit of time here to just do it and then be able to do it that one more time when the vets get in, I think is big.
All right. Thank you.
Okay? All right. Yep.
Getting a good